bunch of monkeys came over to me on the playground, and they started attacking me and tickling me. You know, people always like to ask the question, where do you think you'll be in the next 10 years? And you know, there's the usual responses like, oh, I want to be a doctor or a teacher. I want to be an artist or a musician. But when I hear that question, I always think, what do I remember from 10 years ago? Thinking back now, I would have been about in the 3rd grade when I was 7 years old. And all I can really remember from back then is this nightmare I had where a bunch of monkeys came over to me on the playground and they started attacking me and tickling me. So I look up at the monkeys as they're tickling me. I'm like, guys, please stop. Like, I can't breathe. Like, it really hurts. I don't like being tickled. And the monkeys, they just look down at me with such pitiful and beady little eyes, and they're like, nah, man, we gotta do this. It was scary at the time, you know, I didn't like getting tickled. But it's just one of those things that you don't really expect to remember after 10 years. You know, you'd expect to remember something a little bit more important, like an award ceremony or getting your favorite toy for the first time. But no, for me, it was just a bunch of tickling monkeys. But it's not like I wanted to remember that. I didn't want to remember those furry little fingers squeezing every last bit of air out of my lungs. So why that? Why is that the one thing that little 7-year-old Justin remembered? Why did that stick? And to be completely and brutally honest with you, I don't have the answer. The mind, it works in mysterious ways, I guess. But maybe that's the point. Not every moment needs an explanation. Not every memory needs to make sense. 10 years from now, when you're a doctor or a teacher or an artist or a musician or maybe even a gazillionaire if you're lucky, you might not remember how it felt to walk across that stage today and receive your diploma. Maybe you'll just remember how that one person with 5 ancient Chinese characters and 20 hieroglyphics in their last name somehow got their name mispronounced. Or maybe you'll just remember how that one weird kid up on the stage couldn't stop talking about getting tickled by monkeys. And that's okay, because the moments that define us aren't the ones we plan for. They're the ones we remember. And you can't remember a life that you're too busy planning to live. Thank you everyone for your time, and congratulations to the Sycamore High School class of 2026.